Okay, so let's talk about switching gears. And by that I mean changing the subdivision as we're playing. And again, there's a PDF that you can download so you can follow along what I'm talking about here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a scale sequence. Okay, so we're in 5th position and we're in F major. We're starting on A and we're going to play triads. But we're going to alternate between going up and down. So up, down. Pretty straightforward scale sequence. I guess you could call it a 6-note sequence because you play 6 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you start on the next note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And normally you would hear those as 6-tuplets, right? Or triad or triplets. Triplets would be 1, 2, 3. If I instead change that to 16th notes, for example. And let's say I do that, and then once I've played through the whole thing, I'm gonna switch to 6-tuplets. It's gonna sound like this. Okay, you get the idea. So I'm switching gears, basically. So let's make that to an exercise. We're gonna start by playing them as 8 notes, then triplets, 8th note triplets, then 16th notes, and then 16th notes as triplets or 6-tuplets. So let's see what that sounds like. 2, 3, 8 notes. Triplets. Okay, so you get the idea. Then you will obviously want to go back on the pyramids, so to speak. So you go back to playing 16th notes and 8th note triplets and so on. And what you want to make sure is that you really go right into the new subdivision, so that there's no searching for it. You want to be very exact when you. So regardless if you're a jazz player or whatever, that's a really important skill to have, I think, as a musician. The ability to kind of feel the next subdivision and go straight into it. So that's kind of the point of this exercise, I think, to be able to switch between these subdivisions. So now for the advanced player, some of you might say, well, what happened to quintuplets and septuplets and all that? So let's throw in quintuplets. So they would actually happen after 16th notes. And then I'm gonna slow down the metronome a bit, so this is a little bit trickier. This is what the same pattern would sound like with quintuplets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's almost like a topic of itself, playing those kind of groupings, especially when you take a 6-note pattern and try to play it as quintuplets. Obviously it's going to be a little bit trickier, but I'm going to give it a try here. I'm going to go from triplets to 16th notes to or groups of 4 and to groups of 5 and then groups of 6, and see if I'm able to do that. So bear with me here. Okay, so I went back there to the quintuplet, or I tried at least. Another thing is that if you're actually looking at it, if you write it out and look at it, it's a little bit easier. It's harder to do without looking, because it's almost like you get a whole new pattern of notes when you're looking at it like that. So septuplets I'm not gonna do now, because I need to work on it, and you get the idea if you want to explore that. So then obviously you want to apply this to other scales and other positions and other patterns, and you know, try to get it into your playing, and listen for players when they do that. You can hear players switch gears, and hopefully you can get some new ideas out of this. So thanks again.